Hello and welcome to Talk from Superheroes. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Ivemy.
And I'm Diana McCullum.
And you're listening to Talk from Superheroes, where every week we discuss a piece of heroic television or film. And this week on the podcast, we are talking about a new release. We are talking about 2025 / also 2023s, if you're looking at it on the internet, the Toxic Avenger.
The Toxic Avenger lives in the liminal space of both 2023 and 2025. So to clarify, it had a film festival release in 2023. Couldn't find a distributor for a few years, and now it has been wide released here in 2025. But it is in IMDb as 2023.
It's listed online as a film that came out in 2023. But here we are.
Here we are in 2025.
In the year of our Toxic Avenger 2025.
Only now getting access.
Only now did they open the gates and let the people in.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't at that one film festival it showed at.
I wasn't at the
we
one.
We weren't there.
The one place.
Good for you if you were there.
Well, la-dee-da.
You saw it 2 years ago.
Hope you're proud of yourself.
Hope you liked it.
Well, we're talking about that today on the podcast. It's a new movie. It just came out in theaters in the broad release, so we're going to give you a spoiler-free review. So in case you're on the fence about seeing it, not sure if it's worth your time, or just want a taste of the episode before you go check it out, we're going to give you a spoiler-free review. Then, once you hear the theme music, we will enter the spoiler-filled section. So let's start with a spoiler-free review, the usual simple question. Diana, did you like it?
Not especially, but it's fine. Like, it's not like, oh, it's so bad, but it's only fine if it is a like. It has weird moments of greatness that you're like, oh, this is going to be great. It starts off really strong. It's got like 3 great jokes right in a row, and I was like, oh yeah, we're in for a 1985 repeat of the Toxic Avenger, a movie I surprisingly loved. And then it really like fizzles out. A lot of the jokes don't land. The violence doesn't start until like halfway through or later, and then like it's very sparing in a way that's jarring. I don't think in a way it's supposed to be. There are a few great jokes. The prosthetics look great. And like it's fun sometimes, and it finds like a little bit of a groove, but overall there's just like too much plot and people are taking it too seriously, and it's not zany enough, and it's not silly, and it feels kind of embarrassed to be a gross out movie, and it doesn't embrace the gross out elements that it's using. So like, yeah, it wasn't for me, but I didn't like hate it. I was like, this is fine. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. How bad can it be to sit through? But it's very much a fine. And I was a little disappointed because it started off wildly strong, and every now and then there was a really good joke or a good kill or something, and it would just almost immediately taper off into nothing. So yeah, that's my sad report on Toxic Avenger 2023/2025. Andrew, did you like Toxic Avenger both those years?
I think I'm very similar to you in this one. It's cute.
Oh, it shouldn't be cute.
It shouldn't be cute, but it's cute. Like,
it's cute.
I smiled. Like, a lot of the jokes are ones where you smile and go, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I get that one. Oh, that's clever.
I would say a lot of the jokes actually worked on paper and weren't executed very well.
Yeah. So like it doesn't fall flat, but it doesn't excel either. Like, it's just kind of fine. It's pleasant. It's competent. But there's a third heat. There's an X factor that's missing here that glues it all together that it just doesn't have. What that is, I don't know for sure. Maybe we'll find it in the episode. But I have some ideas. But it just doesn't coalesce. The pacing is a little bit awkward where, yeah, the violence doesn't start until halfway through. It seems a little embarrassed by it. It's funny, but everyone is playing it for drama. It's all straight men, no comedy, but it is a comedy at the same time. So there's written jokes, but there's no performed jokes anywhere, which I think is kind of one of the big things that it's missing. And yeah, it's just, as far as tongue-in-cheek things go, I also feel like I'd be less harsh on this if I hadn't just seen the new Naked Gun this month, which I'm like, that executes the love for the original tongue-in-cheek slapstick satire that the original was, and it does it very well. And this is like, I think you get it. I think you do love the original, but I don't think you know how to execute the same thing and are a little embarrassed by it.
I get that, because I would say, actually, I think some of the best jokes in this movie are just like stuff written on the screen.
Yeah.
And that doesn't involve execution. You don't have to get the tone right. That really is just like, I wrote a joke that was very in tone with the 1985 movie. And it's like, the dark, creepy woods. And it's like, that's very funny that was the caption. But nothing about the execution was very funny about a lot of the jokes. You're right. They didn't get a single comedic actor, which is a bold choice when you're like, you've actually got like named stars. Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, Peter Dinklage, like actors you've heard of. But like, you didn't. Comedians are so cheap.
Comedians are much cheaper.
Comedians will work for way less than Kevin Bacon.
This is we will work for Bacon.
We will take the Kevin right out.
Right out. We'll just work for Bacon.
Mm-hmm. So it's wild to not get a single comedic actor in there that I recognized.
Yeah. So I'm with you on most regards. It's fine. It's pleasant. It doesn't have enough comedy and it doesn't have enough gore, but it's competently executed and almost too much so. It would almost be better if it was a bit worse, quite frankly.
Yeah, the quality's quite high.
The quality is quite high, but in a bland kind of filmmaking way, where it's just like, and here's a competent shot of when this car arrived to the new location. And now that's where that car is. And this has been a competent overhead crane shot of a car rolling into a location. And it's like, okay, you could have gotten kind of any competent director to do this, and there's not a lot of flavor or style on a lot of the stuff, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. But didn't hate it.
Didn't hate it. No, it was like, oh, this is fine. Yeah, don't rush out to see it. But it was like, yeah, I feel like we're going to say fine a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe strap in for fine.
But like 3 good memorable laughs that it's like, oh, you can hit it sometimes.
Sometimes they hit it.
You can hit. There's raw potential. There's a lot of potential here. Mm-hmm. This is what I think. There's something. There's a thing.
Andrew's going to find it, guys. Give us an hour.
Can it be spoiled?
No. Can't spoil it.
No. It's toxic. It's an Avenger.
Yeah, it's not silly enough to not 100% be spoiled, but like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it has more of a story than the original. They actually try to write a story, but I didn't mean to use the word "try" there. I think they succeed in the story. There's actually a reasonable emotional core to this, but it can't really be spoiled for you. As a man gets covered in toxic waste and then fights some people, and that's the movie.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
That's
Spoiler alert.
That's it. It is what it says on the tin.
The movie.
It's what it says on the tin. All right. Well, so it cannot be spoiled. We think that it's fine. Let's talk more now and enter the spoiler-filled section for the Toxic Avenger. All right, we have seen the Toxic Avenger, and it's good.
It's good. It's fine.
It's good adjacent.
Let me ask you this, because I think we both mentioned it starts really strong. Do you think there's any chance the opening sequence with the 2 journalists was a different director? Like, when a B unit films something, and they just have like a little bit more care because they're only doing this little bit. Because like this movie opens, I'm actually even also the opening like kind of in media res is very funny, where Peter Dinklage is like, no, fuck, we're not supposed to go that far yet.
Like, fuck, shit, that's too much. It does the flashes of what the movie is, and then, the hero VO. And he's like, I don't even want to be doing hero VO. And it's very charming, and Dinklage sells that very well. And there's a lot of, like, rhythm and color and transparency and overlays.
Yeah, and, like, you get a little tease, and then it's that fun, like, oh, we're not doing in media res. He didn't mean to do this. This is, like, a movie where the hero fucks up. And it's like, yes, it is. This is going to be great. You've got the vibes right off the top. And then it cuts into this like reporter who's like an investigative reporter, and he's got like fun prop comedies happening. He's got a thing on the wall that's like second best investigative reporter or something. That was
I think it was like pretty fine investigative reporting service. Like
no, like award.
Yeah.
It wasn't even his business name. He got an award for pretty good investigative reporting, which was very funny. And his death scene was very funny. So we're 5 minutes in. I'm like, I've had 3 really good laughs.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it fizzled out for like quite a while of like good laughs.
Yeah.
But they really packed them in right at the beginning.
They packed them in right at the beginning.
Really well.
And you know what I think part of it is that in the beginning, it's edited really well. This
It
is
is edited better in the beginning.
and this is something that sometimes editors can bring an additional comedy to something. And they do this in the beginning in terms of what happens in the editing suite. It is, we're playing with Peter Dinklage's voiceover, so his VO of being like, oh no, and then we're getting the quick flashes of what the movie will be, these transparencies, these overlays, like a little animation of toxic waste flying through screen, this trippy technicolor thing, and that's all like it's post-production, it's editing, it's snappy. And then like a lot of the detective stuff is like insert shots, quick editing, cut over here, cut to this, and be like, how long do we stay on something? How quickly do we cut away? And the editor brought comedy and pace and charm to it. And then the rest of the movie is kind of like extended scenes where the director doesn't do anything particularly interesting and the editing doesn't have a chance to cut away to jokes.
No, I completely agree on this because, yeah, like a very funny scene with a great 3-beat is the reporter getting killed. He gets shot. He's like, that's not enough. And he goes down. He gets shot bigger. And it's not enough. He gets hit with a harpoon and he falls out the window. And he's like, it's not enough. It's a great 3-beat joke. It works perfectly. It escalates. But it you can cut back and forth from the people killing him to him over and over again. But then you get other jokes that on paper I think are very funny. Like, I'll jump to the end. I think a very great joke on paper is the sequence where Wade, his son, is like, don't kill him. And he's like, well, I've already killed a bunch of people. And it's so funny. It's because it's a thing I've complained about before when a hero doesn't kill the main villain, even though he's killed a million henchmen.
Yeah.
So for them to actually acknowledge Peter Dinklage being like, I did kill a lot of people already. It's very funny to say, and the scene didn't land at all, really. Yeah. But with a better edit and maybe a tighter time on it, it could have. But also it was just a wide shot. There's not a lot to go back and forth with for an edit.
And I think it's written I think it's performed exactly as it was on paper. And that is one that I actually think I agree with you. It is funny on paper, and you do need comedians to elevate it. I could even feel and see where in a script an ellipses is, and I can hear it being performed of you didn't kill anyone else, did you? No, I didn't kill anyone else. I mean, did you? Oh, I only saw this and I'm I can see where each line of dialogue ends because it doesn't feel like there's any comedic improv happening.
Do you know why? I can answer this question for you.
Oh, okay. This is because of how they filmed
because of how they filmed
Toxie. Okay.
Yes.
Let's get into that.
This answers a lot of things. So Toxie is not Peter Dinklage. There's a female performer once he gets turned into Toxic Avenger, Peter Dinklage is not in there.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on set. He recorded his lines elsewhere.
Luisa Guerrero, phenomenal.
She's doing
a
great.
Phenomenal job of embodying the physicality. It does feel like Dinklage is in there.
It feels like Dinklage. It feels like you've been transformed. I had no idea it wasn't him until I read it.
10 out of 10 physical transformation and performance from Luisa, who is in the Toxie costume.
Mm-hmm. But if we're just doing his previously recorded lines, yeah, there's literally no room for improvisation or comedy or timing.
Yeah. And no one else has the opportunity to play with it, but he's the lead, and it's meant to be comedy.
And it does explain maybe why this earlier parts feel more energized, because before he's in the Toxie uniform, you just get Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a little more energized. It's still not snappy and fun. It's still all drama.
But it's a little bit more fun. The doctor's office scene where he's finding out he's sick, calling the insurance company. It's still a little bit more fun and peppy than the movie later gets.
And that is still, I think, comedy in the editing.
That is in the edit.
Because it's him getting the news from the doctor of they're visibly doing construction outside the doctor's office. And it's you have cancer of the jackhammer sound. And they're playing with the audio editing. And that's just all editing suite comedy. I think the editor is the most talented comedian of this movie.
I completely agree.
Yeah, which is tough because here's what I want to lay out about this cast, because I don't want it to come off as if I think these people are not talented comedically, because all of these people I think are absolute gems of both drama and comedy, and they know how to do comedic drama. They're all the exact same player. It is a baseball team of oops all pitchers. Like they're all the straight man in great comedy duos, but they're all that. Like Peter Dinklage is very comedically talented. He understands comedy, he understands the beats and the rhythm and the charm and the timing of it, but he's the straight man. He doesn't do zany comedy. Like he is funny and charming in 30 Rock, where he's like as he in a season of to go back even to be like, I remember like a season of 30 Rock, he plays Liz's love interest, and he finds out that she only talked to him because she thought he was a child and she's baby crazy. And he's like, are you trying to have a baby? Is that why you tousled my hair that day, Liz? And she says yes. And he's like so devastated and disappointed. And then like Liz Lemon has to be the one to go like, oh, zoinks. But you need someone big to play off of it. He knows how to do that scene with Tina Fey, but he is that. Kevin Bacon, same thing. I've seen him 10 out of 10 play straight man in a comedic duo partnership. He knows exactly how to do it. Elijah Wood can do comedy. Like, he fucking knows comedy inside and out, but he doesn't do the zany performing to the back row sketch comedy stuff.
He's like the creepy guy usually. Who's like just a straight creepy guy.
They're all the same player in a comedy, and they're all 10 out of 10s, but they are all doing the same thing here.
I can't wait to hear you talk about Jacob Tremblay's comedy career also. You skipped over him, and I can't wait to hear you talk to me about
I don't know enough about this man. I actually think that he does a good job here too of playing it straight.
He does.
But he's also playing it as all of these people are playing it, all of these actors are playing it as like, what is this person's sincere, torturous trauma that they bring into this scene? And no one's like, sloop, sloop, sloop.
Every single one of these actors did a character study.
Yes.
And they broke down the beats of their characters. And that's not really what you need to do in comedy.
Yeah.
In comedy, you have to be like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a fart sound?
You need one person doing that.
Anyway, Jacob Tremblay, mostly known for drama movies such as The Room.
Yes.
But he's fine here. But like no one's zany.
No one is zany.
But yeah, it's like if you need a younger Timothée Chalamet, you call Jacob Tremblay.
Yes. Yeah, I understand that. And I even think that is one where you can learn comedy or grow into your comedy with age, because it's like The Room, it's like he's a teenager, like he is a very young actor, and I could see how it's like, no, I'm actually, if he came out in this and was zany, I would totally buy into the like, yeah, you're zany at 20 and you weren't zany at 13, like as a young, I get
or
that
you got
as
typecast early, you did one serious movie.
Yeah, absolutely,
very possible.
Absolutely. So I think that can change and evolve with time, but they're all the same role player in this cast. They're all the same. They all have the same stat sheet.
They know 100%. Yeah, that never works. It doesn't work if you're playing a video game. You can't just have all
tanks, all rogues.
I'm sorry, when you said all pitchers, I just can't stop thinking about the McElroy Monster Factory.
Oh, it was the cricket?
Yeah.
Jim Johnman?
He makes all the Jim Johnmans.
Wow, we're like 4 tiers removed from that reference. It wasn't even the same sport.
I know, but it's the only time I don't play video games. So it's the only time I've seen a team made up of one character.
Ah, I see now.
I'm like, but like it didn't fit because you're like, it's not funny if you're all the same. And I'm like, what if it was the Monster Factory?
It can also be very funny, but that's a different beast. For those of you who don't watch, check out the YouTube series Monster Factory from the McElroy brothers. It's very funny. Their one with Jim Johnman playing cricket is just, Diana still, this is just her thinking about an 8-year-old video that I will admit I do watch semi-regularly.
Well, that's the thing. We watch it so much. I shouldn't laugh this hard. It's so funny.
Oh, boy. But... yeah, they're all Jim Johnmans. Mm-hmm. They're all the same player.
They're all the same, but also even script-wise, I will say this movie just has so much more plot than it needs. There's 2 different gangs, because Kevin Bacon has a gang, and there's a mobster gang who is just a different gang. And then the people in the taco shop were unrelated. Those were just people who took over a taco shop. And like the the detective girl isn't working with Peter Dinklage. He just has insurance stuff going on. And then Jacob Tremblay also has insurance problems, but they're not why Peter Dinklage is stealing money, which is funny when you say it, but wasn't funny in the movie. So, yeah, I will also say the script is just like trying too much.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't need you need to throw a man into some goo. He needs to come out and he looks weird and he's all messed up.
But and this is where you hit this point in your spoiler-free review, and I really latched onto it because I hadn't articulated it or thought it, but I felt it, of you just being like, it feels embarrassed to be a trauma film. It feels embarrassed to be a splatter horror movie and stuff like this, where it's the quickest way from A to B in the, like, we have a sad sack character in a weird toxic city, and now we need to get to splatter gore. And the quickest way to get there is through just absurdist mean stuff, which the first movie does. But this feels a little bit embarrassed by that kind of lowbrow approach where it's like, no, we're not going to be offensive. We're not going to have characters who are problematic.
We're not going to run over this cat.
We're not going to be violent. Fine. We're not gross. No animals got hurt. No one got insulted. No one got run over. No one said a bad word. We slipped 3 tits in to make you trauma fans happy. But that even felt begrudging.
It was so begrudged. Those titties were the least enthusiastic titties I've ever seen in a movie. Like, no face to go with them to be like, we respect the people who have these boobs and we're not going to exploit their faces for some reason. Just random boobs. Yeah, it felt like they were like contractually obligated to have at least 3 sets of boobs.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing is absolutely the word. They weren't embarrassed about the pee joke. That was the best joke in this movie.
The pee joke worked, that he has acid pee. That does work. Mm-hmm. One thing I do think is problematic about the boob thing. So, like, I was saying that, like, yeah, I was agreeing with your point that this movie is embarrassed to be juvenile, mm-hmm. and that in itself is what makes it embarrassing. If it just unabashedly did that, it works in the first one, and it would work here. And it gives you a shortcut to be like, we don't need 3 gangs and inside things, and to be like, why are we going to throw him in toxic waste? It can just have someone be mean to him, and it'd be like, hey, dumb mop guy, fuck you, push. And that's all you really need to do.
All you need.
But on the subject of being embarrassed with the boob thing, what I found offensive about the boob thing is it felt like they were embarrassed doing it, which made me feel embarrassed seeing it. And what I thought was just like, well, fuck you guys for that, was that there were 3 women who lifted their top to show boobs in a concert scene, and it felt contractually obligated. And then they had 1 dick shot as well to be like, does this make it equal? But it wasn't even a real dick. It was a fake dildo poked out through, like, the zipper fly of jeans. And I'm like, that's definitely not equal now. You didn't even have the guts to show a dick. At least the 70s version, I think, had a dick. Like, at least in these humors, I would give a lot of credit to in Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, the Lonely Island movie. Akiva, who also did Naked Gun, has a scene where, like, the pop star is signing boobs out of his window, and then someone takes their dick out to be signed, and you see knee to waist. Mm-hmm. That's an actor's dick. They paid a man who was comfortable putting his dick on camera to do the dick in the dick scene. And in this one, they were like, here's 3 real boobs and 1 fake dick. We're not going to show a dick. We wouldn't. It's not even funny.
No, later we're going to show Peter Dinklage's dick, but it's just a prosthetic, clearly.
Yeah.
It's not an actual dick. Because
you got to show a hog. You got to show one hog.
I didn't even think it was supposed to be a real dick, because right before that scene, they showed there was a hot dog stand. And I thought it was just a dude doing like a hot dog prank. I didn't even think I got supposedly real dick. I was like, I think that was just a hot dog, and which basically is all a floppy dildo is. You might as well just save some money and use a hot dog if it's going to be a faraway shot like that, because it wasn't even a close-up.
Wasn't even a close. There was no pubes. There was no pubes.
The boobs were so close.
Yeah, the boobs were
real boobs.
And then
they were like, and also men were at the concert.
Yeah. You're not mad now, are you? Be like, no, just don't. Just don't. Your embarrassment is making this so much worse.
Yeah, it was like they had a checklist of boxes, and they're like, you gotta have boobs and a penis now because of woke. Because of woke, there must also be a penis.
Even though the movie also, script-wise, kind of is making fun of people who are like this, it still kind of does this at the same time, where it's like the guys taking over the sandwich shop are now like MRA incels, and they're kind of making fun of that group, and like the one shitty TV reporter is kind of like
a right-wing douchebag.
a right-wing Fox News anti-woke guy. So I'm like, okay, but they're still like, they're not committing to any lane for anything. They're like, I don't know, let's not offend anyone. And it's like, you're a trauma movie that had 4 sex scenes and a bunch of offensive words, and your main villains were racist serial killers in the 70s. I don't know if pleasing everyone is going to be how you get out of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also, like, your movie's rated 18. Like, don't pretend like you're like, we're all going to be mad like it's a PG rated movie. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting. Yeah. Lean into what you are, and like, if you're going to do something, don't be embarrassed about it. I feel like the makers of this movie were Jacob Tremblay doing his dance routine.
Oh, they almost got out and did it, and then they panicked?
They practiced, and they went on stage, and they were gonna do it, and they were like, we're gonna show you penis and boobs. Oh, we can't. And they ran off stage just like his character did. And then at the end, he did do his dance, but they never, like, maybe the peeing scene, I will give them, was their most, like, we leaned into it, we did it.
Yeah.
Like, we did a gross scene, and it was plot relevant, and it was actually, like, we did the whole scene.
I do think, yes, the peeing scene, they set up the joke, they did the joke, it was gross out humor, but it actually kind of worked, I think. I was into it. For me, the biggest laugh of the movie, I would say, was the cop in the mob scene, who is just an extra. He only has one line, but it's after the Toxic Avenger's first, not even kill, because he only rips the arm off that guy and he survives, but rips the arm off of a guy, and it's on the news and stuff, and there's just a cop on the side of the street holding back a crowd. He's like, we're not going to form an angry mob. And then a truck pulls up behind him with a bunch of guys with torches in the back, and one guy goes, are we doing a mob? And he goes, yeah, and then the cop just goes, yeah, fuck it, it's a mob, I guess, and just starts air popping his gun. And that escalation of, we're not doing a mob. Did you say we're doing a mob? Yeah, fuck it, I guess we're an angry mob. Pop, pop, pop. Awesome rhythm, awesome pacing.
It's a great joke. It's quick. It lands. It like makes the scene better because it's like, oh, now there's a mob chasing Peter Dinklage as Toxie. But it's also like, it's fun, and it's not like you're not worried he's gonna get like actually killed and beaten up by a mob. It's like, well, now it's a silly mob.
Yes. Yeah.
Now the mob stakes have been lowered because there's a silly cop who's doing air pops. It's a perfect joke. I will say, it's hard to say this is my favorite joke because I was so mad there wasn't a three-peat and that it actually wasn't executed perfectly, is the guy getting his arm ripped off was very funny, the arm rip. And then it cuts to a doctor reading a book called The Theory of Reattaching Limbs, which doesn't get a proper close-up for the joke that it is, for the prop joke that it is. And then kind of in the background, they never really give a close-up to this happening. The arm has been reattached upside down.
Yeah.
And you can miss that joke, but not in a way that felt purposeful. I rather would have been like, here's a really good joke happening in the background, because the guy's like, maybe we could try again. Which is so
good.
Funny.
Which is good. Yeah.
But it wasn't quite like filmed and executed right. But I'm like, that is a great joke, and I really wanted to see him later with the arm at an even worse angle.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like he still was alive, and they were still going after Toxie. Like he still could have showed up one more time with like a Nick Riviera arm for a leg for an arm kind of situation going on or something.
There are a few moments in this movie where they miss the clear third beat.
They do miss the clear third beat a lot. They miss the
clear third beat, the escalation of the bit, and they just kind of give up on bits. The other one that I was like, they're gonna do it a third time, And they didn't even draw enough attention to it. It was this awkward no man's land that happened with a couple of jokes. Kevin Bacon's character, this villain, he's kind of playing this like health CEO who's very much like the guy in the news, who's the guy getting blood transfusions, who thinks he can live forever, who's an absolute fucking doofus. He's playing that idiot, basically. And he's got like a smoothie in a plastic cup, and news comes on the TV he doesn't like, and he throws it at the TV, and the TV smashes. And I'm like, oh, are we going to make a joke about how like a TV shouldn't smash when you throw a plastic cup on it? What a poorly made TV. Then in a different day, in a later scene, he's drinking a smoothie again in a plastic cup, like a cheap a takeout cup. And news, and it's a new television in his office, and he throws it and it breaks, and it does a quick second of like a random henchman we've not seen at that point roll his eyes like, oh, the TV broke again. And I'm like, okay, what's the third beat gonna be? The third time we come back to his house, there's gonna be like it needs to keep escalating. There needs to be like get sponsorship. There's a Best Buy Geek Squad truck installing new TVs, and he throws the cup, and 3 of them break somehow. Like it needs to escalate, but they did they did a setup, they did establish. And then they never did payoff on a couple different jokes.
They absolutely never did payoff. I noticed the same lack of a 3-beat. I was like, we're going to find a closet full of TVs later as we run through the house somewhere.
A dumpster that like just cut to a guy throwing it in an overflowing dumpster of cracked TVs.
Yeah, or a closet full of like fresh TVs waiting to be installed because he breaks them over and over again. Something with the number of TVs. Because yes, I 100% agree. It was this runner of, I've thrown a cup at a TV and it's broken. We did it twice pretty close. No 3-beat. Like, it could have been as funny as when Kylo Ren, like, smashes that console in whichever Star Wars that was.
Yeah.
That beat worked.
Mm-hmm.
But so there's just slight things missing.
Yeah.
In the comedy here.
Yeah, just a comedic director, a third heat, a new rhythm. There's something but this all worked. Like, I like Dinklage's performance of the Toxic Avenger as well. The voice that he gives it, the heart that he has with his son.
It is actually genuinely touching when Jacob Tremblay starts calling him dad.
I bought into it. It worked. Yeah. It's a good performance.
I completely agree. No, it's a good performance. And then I think another joke that I'm just like, iffy on that I think is very funny on paper and half performed well was the henchman with the little head.
Oh yeah, I was a mixed bag on that.
Yeah, I was like, this is okay funny, but the potential of this is hilarious.
Yeah.
The potential of like the meanest guy in the crew and the only one who's still alive, he's giant, he's got a big like original Toxic Avenger body, and then you take off his helmet and he's got this like shrunken head. Baby head. It has the potential to have been like the biggest laugh in there, and just the girl kind of not being able to handle it was all that made it really funny.
Yeah, that was it, really. Yeah.
So
again, and they were just all kind of like, oh, that's a little gross.
Yeah, I feel like our what would you change is just like a little bit of everything 10 degrees to the left.
Yeah, or 10% more, or a little bit more. Now, I do want to give credit as well to, like I mentioned, like the performances are good. Some of the jokes do really land. The gore, even though it arrives late, is well done. Like, I like some of the murders and kills and decapitations that they do. It looks great. The vibes are good.
I would love some more violence. I think the violence does look great. It just is it comes in so late and is so abrupt in a weird way. Like, there's only one gross out kill where he reaches up the guy's ass and pulls his guts out, and the rest are really just like decapitations for the most part. But they look great. Every time that one guy who he knocked his jaw off and the tongue was still there. Whenever the tongue's still there.
The tongue's still there with a missing bottom jaw, and then the cops just panic shooting him.
Oh, that was one. Okay, that was a great joke.
That's funny.
That was a great joke. Panic shooting a guy who was clearly pretty much dead who's like running away from a monster. It's very funny. And yeah, all those kills were like, the like leader of the band when his head got chopped off and there was a little bit of brain and then the brain exploded. Oh, the parkour guy just exploded. That was funny.
That was funny.
Now that's comedy.
Yeah.
A guy who loves parkour just exploding.
And that's the level
That's
of
the zany,
that's
silly
the zany
zoning.
absurdity, and that's what makes it so frustrating. And I feel like we're harder on this than we need to be, because like it has that potential where the fact that there's a parkour guy as part of like the crew of musicians who are also the murderers, and then there's a scene at the end fight where like Toxic Avenger is brutally murdering everyone, and parkour guy yells parkour, backflips at him. Toxic Avenger steps aside so he misses his parkour jump, and then just explodes when he hits the ground for no particular reason.
There's no gasoline. There's
no-
no bomb. He just explodes from missing his parkour leap.
So that tells me that I'm like, oh, you're willing to go to absurdity. It's not that this whole movie does exist in a grounded universe. You're willing to go there. So just go there more.
Go there more. Because also right after that, the girl who speaks in demon language and her subtitles are in demonese also dies.
Very fucking funny.
A really good, like, just like on paper joke that like you don't really have to direct.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's gonna speak in demon language and the subtitles aren't in English.
Yeah. Yep.
We never get her backstory. I'm so intrigued. Who are you, girl?
I like that she doesn't get it back. I like that she's just crazy.
Oh, I like that too. Genuinely like that. But like I want more of that. I want more just like random silly zaniness. Like I don't need an explanation.
Yeah. Yeah. A parkour person exploded. That's perfect. That's perfect. Kevin Bacon turned into a demon.
Of course.
That's fun.
I kind of expected him to turn into more of a gorilla because of the gorilla blood.
Oh, that's right. He was getting gorilla blood transfusions.
So when he looked more like a werewolf, I was confused. Because yes, it wasn't human blood transfusions, it was gorilla blood. It was pure undiluted gorilla blood.
And I also really liked, again, kudos to the fucking editor and sound department of this movie, because the construction joke and like the jokes in the editing. He's getting pure undiluted gorilla blood transfusion from a blood transfusion machine, and when the transfusion ends, it makes the Samsung washer song of like bing ding ding doom 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 boo biddy dee 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 doom doo doo. You know that, like, that's
we know the
that
sound.
shitty song that all washers make now for some reason that no one fucking asked for.
Yeah, I can just know when it's done.
Yeah, just one beep. Beeps were working perfectly.
Yeah, I've never had my microwave been like, do, pizza time. Here you go with your pizza.
But a gorilla blood transfusion making the shitty Samsung washing machine song, that really was funny to me.
You did like that one a lot.
Yeah.
One was, I mean, anytime like a big like billionaire tech guy is struggling with the remote is just like honestly very funny because it's just true.
Yeah.
It's just true. Things don't work.
Things just don't work.
Things just don't work.
And they can't handle things not working. And rich people panic, and they don't know how to admit that they don't know how to do something. It's very funny.
Admit to it. There is one thing this movie does that is like. I don't want to say woke in a real sense. That I like that they
Progressive.
did. Progressive.
Sure.
A change they made that I actually really like. There is a blind character in this movie. The original Toxic Avenger. His love interest is blind, and of course, because he's a grotesque monster, only a blind woman could love him. This movie also has a blind character. She's a police officer, and she is not his love interest. And I think that's great. I really like that change of like, you are not obligated to fall in love with this man just because you're blind.
She's just a woman with a job.
She's just an unrelated woman with a job who is working here.
Yep. Yeah.
Only barely interacts with him.
Yep.
So she's at the taco scene, and it's set up the exact same way because that's how the love interest was introduced in the original, was the taco robbery. So I was like, oh, okay, we're just going to do that again. That's fine. I'm like, oh, I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad she just went to work.
Yeah. And she was good. And also, it's very funny. Like those shitty like incel MRA guys that are like holding up the taco place for men's reasons.
No, you're right.
For men's reasons.
Oh, because it used to be Mr. Meat.
It used to be Mr. Meat. Now it's Miss Meat. So that a mascot changed and they're really mad. And I'm like, it's wild how like just perma-relevant that level of insecurity is.
The Cracker Barrel thing.
The Cracker Barrel thing happened recently. It wasn't a gender change, but it was just a man was removed from a mascot and people lost their fucking minds. But in this scenario, them doing the white power hand gesture to a blind woman and going, "Are you triggered?" and delivering it like the douchiest comedian. Oh, that was funny and too real of just like, oh, are you triggered? And her just going, I'm blind, asshole. And him asking again if she's been triggered was so, I really like that. Are you triggered? I'm blind, asshole. Yeah, but are you triggered? No idea what he's visibly doing. Oh, fuck, it's good. It's good that he's dedicated to the triggered thing. Oh, God. I really liked that.
Now, sometimes I feel very uninformed about the world because it was funny. It's absolutely a great joke. It's so good. And I don't actually know the white power symbol. I'm okay not knowing that. But like you should be able to recognize it. So I feel a little dumb because I was like, is that like that penis thing that you used to do as a kid?
It's basically that hand
gesture. I thought
gesture.
he was doing like it looks like a penis.
And also, and that's funny. And saying, "Are you triggered?" while doing funny. That is also funny.
It's not as funny as white power to a black blind woman, but
you kind of just have to contextualize based on the person doing it in the scenario, where it's just like, is that the like I'm gonna like punch you in the dick, like the penis circle thing? Is it? I'm also like, it's A-okay if you hold it upright. That's just a hand gesture for like A-okay, which used to be a normal regular one. It's also just like the 3-point bucket hand signal that every basketball player makes.
What I know it from. The first second he did it, I was like, it's not anything. Yeah. And then I was like, oh no, it's the penis thing. And then you were like, that's white power. There's too many.
Upright, it's A-okay. Down, it's the penis thing. Horizontal, it depends on whether or not they're currently playing basketball. And that context change for that hand signal means the fucking world of a difference.
You better have a goddamn basketball.
You better have just made an ice cold 3-point bucket. Otherwise, you're a fucking problem.
Or the very most someone else on your team did.
Oh.
You can be happy for your teammate.
Yeah.
And it's an important distinction. We need more fingers and more symbols. I don't know. We're running out of stuff.
Something more distinct.
We got to do more with the pinky. The pinky's never involved.
The pinky doesn't get involved. Feet? Do we get feet up there? I don't know.
I don't want to start doing feet stuff.
Oh boy.
I just don't want to do feet stuff.
Yeah, let's knock it off with the feet stuff. Oh well, man. I'm feeling pretty good on the Toxic Avenger. Do you have any final thoughts?
I have one more final thought, just based on the original. It's not going to top anything we just did. Just like I think the only like callback to the original that I was like, oh, that's a choice, is that Kevin Bacon, his nickname was Bozo, and Bozo was the serial killer in the original. And then he does kind of gets serial killery once he gets toxic. But I'm like, so were you serial killery before? Are you supposed to be Bozo from the first movie?
Yeah.
Like, are you a serial killer?
Because didn't he die?
He died.
He died,
but also like this is a full reboot.
Bozo lives on.
But like, are you a serial killer who just happens to run a big business, or did you not get serial killered until you took the serum?
Gotcha.
But why were you already Bozo then? And also, you're no Bozo. God, that guy who played Bozo in the original was amazing.
He was manic like
he
crazy.
Was a manic like a madman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was just like, I was like, oh, this is like one of the only like pure references other than the homeless guy's t-shirt to the original.
Oh yeah. He had the health club t-shirt.
Yeah, the health club t-shirt. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, like some other winks and nudges. Like I think that like the detective was Melvin, who was the name of the character from the original as well. But
the way they kept, Melvin was, that was his original. Okay, that was the Toxic Avenger character. I was like, I don't remember a detective in the first one, but just the name.
Just the name Melvin. So I'm like, I don't know. And then obviously it's not Tromaville as it was before. It's Saint Roma, but the S has worn off of all the places, which I think is cute.
The prop department did a great job of having
the worn out S's.
The worn out S on absolutely everything.
Yeah, and like, the prop department did great on the sign of the concert. That was, what was the name of the band?
Killer Nuts.
The Killer Nuts, and they're playing it, and it's like the Saint Roma Festival, live music, farmers market, and then it's like all of these psychopath murderers playing not death metal. I also liked Elijah Wood's character, which we didn't really talk about, just mumbling to be like, it's monstercore. Kevin making me like, what's that death rock? It's monstercore. It's actually monstercore. We're trying to do a Monster Mash thing.
And one very subtle joke that I'm glad I got, but wasn't like big. The roommate who got beat up by the Killer Nuts. oh, that one guy who like boos them because everyone else is really into it. And there's one guy at the back who's like, boo, you suck. He's the roommate who got beat up.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, why doesn't he like them? I'm like, oh, he got beat up.
He got beat up by these guys. Yeah.
But it's not like clear enough, but it's also one of those jokes where it's like, you feel like smart if you got it.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say the other joke was when they first introduced Kevin Bacon's character, he's like pretty perma shirtless, worried about like his abs and his look and getting blood transfusions. He's like, the media has all these nasty rumors about me. Like they say that I only appear shirtless because my clothes are invisible. Why would anyone think that I'm invisible? And I'm like, what a weird little Invisible Man Kevin Bacon reference there. Yeah.
Oh, you think that was an Invisible Man reference?
Yeah. What did you think it was a reference to?
I think it's a reference to The King Who Has No Clothes, because he was writing a letter in response to an article about him.
Uh-huh.
And The King Who Has No Clothes is like a king who has a bunch of yes men around him.
Oh.
And he's naked, and they all say his clothes look beautiful.
Oh, I thought it was a reference to the fact that he played the Invisible Man.
I love that.
Yeah, and it'd be like, yeah, everyone's saying that you can't see me because I have invisible clothes. And I'm like, he also played the invisible. You can't tell me that's. I'm not saying that yours is wrong, but I'm saying if yours is right, then they're both layers.
They're both layers. No, there's two good layers to that joke then, because we both took something totally different away, and they absolutely both work. Because he's a rich guy like a king,
and he played the Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man.
What's that movie just called? What was that called?
Hollow Man, I think.
Hollow
he
Man.
He was a hollow man.
It legally wasn't the Invisible Man.
Legally not the Invisible Man.
Well, let's go in for the close. Let's ask the final question of what would you change? So now that we have discussed everything we have discussed, what would you change about this if you could change anything? Before we do ask that final question, we will remind you, as we do every week, please take a moment, rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast Addict, YouTube. If you're into watching us on video, hello. And leave a little comment, rating, review. It helps us move up the charts and find new listeners, and it's hugely supportive to this podcast. Means a lot to us, and it's free.
And it's free. And also, it's fun if you watch on YouTube. You can see all the hand signals we did during the part about the hand signals.
And we did do a little bit, but I was careful not to be weird about it.
Don't screenshot that part.
Yeah. I had just made a 3-point bucket out of frame. You didn't see it.
I'm going to back him up. He's really good at 3-point shots, you guys.
I'm really good at draining buckets.
We keep a basketball nearby at all times out of safety.
And if you want to support this podcast monetarily, you can do that over on Patreon, which is a monthly subscription service. You can subscribe at whatever level is in your budget, $1 a month, $3, $10, whatever you have going on. And you'll get different cool bonuses. You can get our webcomic early. You can get these episodes early and ad-free, which is awesome if you don't like hearing the auto-inserted ads, or if you want them early, which is cool for fun new releases like this one. And that's only $3. And at the $10 level, you get a cool exclusive episode of this podcast every single month, along with immediate access to the whole back catalog of our old exclusives.
We have so many exclusives. They're ad-free. They're topics we never do on the regular podcast. So if you need more talk from superheroes, there's plenty of it over at Patreon. And we got cool things you can do. Like if you want to get for a whole year at once, you get a month free. If you're like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm for sure
month
in.
Free.
Month free. Yeah.
Boom.
Or you can do 1 month. Catch up on the back catalog. If you don't have it in the budget next month, you can cancel or change. There's no pressure. There's no guilt.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just, we'll, you know what? If you want to hear that, sure. Whatever you say, jump. We'll say how high over at patreon.com/fromsuperheroes. So check out the options, patreon.com/fromsuperheroes. And thank you to all of our current and future patrons. And now, let's go in for the close. Let's ask the final question now that we have discussed everything that we have discussed. Diana, what would you change about this movie if you could change anything?
My change is wildly random. I am changing Jacob Tremblay's character a lot because one of the biggest laughs I had, we didn't talk about this, is when Toxie is explaining how to make grilled cheese and he's just dancing in the background because now he has confidence and he dances. And I thought it was very funny. And it really brought a lot of energy to the scene and what was going on, and in a kind of distracting way, but not too distracting. So my change is that he's like that the whole movie. He's dance confident from the very beginning. He's hiding his traumas through dance. He won't stop. Peter Dinklage is like, do you want to talk about your mom? And he's like, no, I'm dancing. He's like, do you want to talk about dance? And he's like, no, I'm dancing. He's just going to be dancing all the time. It's going to add a zany silliness to all of his like interactions all the time. It's just gonna always be dancing. They're stealing that woman's cat. I'm moonwalking out of here. He's always dancing. And sometimes they don't even acknowledge it. Most of the times, actually. He's just constantly moving. And I think that was just going to bring, and that scene made me so happy that I'm like, this is going to bring a lot of energy to scenes that are just like kind of dead right now. And a lot of like joke factory stuff of just like this kid never stops dancing. He's in a lot of scenes. Let's make that the thing. So I'm just kind of adding a thing where this kid dances all the time. Made me laugh. I wanted to see more of it. Andrew, what would you change?
I love that, and I couldn't agree more. That post-credit, I was like, oh, now your vibes work.
They figured it out.
They finally figured it out in the post-credit scene of how they play together.
I see why you put this post-credit scene, because you figured out the movie.
Yeah. So I love that. I think that completely revamps that character in a way that I'm 1,000% on board with. My change is simple, which is recasting half of this movie.
Yeah, no, fair. Absolutely. All of these are good actors, but they're all straight men.
50% of the movie needs to be completely recast. And it's just because, we need comedic people, not just for like punch up and comedy, but we need a looseness and improvisation, and as well like comedy and tongue in cheek and this kind of like satire in specifically needs reactions. And no one reacts to anything outside of what the script is. So it's just like, the Toxic Avenger rips someone's arm off, and everyone's just like, that arm has been ripped off. Like, there's no one person who goes, oh my God. Like, you need someone who actually is reacting like a normal person, like they're improvising and loose on set and not remembering the backstory that motivates the next line.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I think the guy getting his arm ripped off was the only one who ever had a big reaction in this movie at all. He does a great job.
Yes.
When his arm was ripped off.
Yeah, he does it big. So I think a large recasting. Here's some options.
Ooh.
We don't need to take all of these. But you've sold me now on Jacob Tremblay with like a rewrite of that character. But my initial thought was like a Johnny Pemberton type. For those of you who watched Fallout or Superstore or is familiar with his stand-up comedy, phenomenal, comedic, wonderful, playful.
You know him if you see him.
You know him if you see him. Kevin Bacon, 10 out of 10 for dramatic comedy. Great actor, respect him a lot. I need someone who can turn it up a little bit more to comedy in this one, play a little dumber and a little less villain. I'm going Rob Lowe in that role. Rob Lowe as somewhere in between his Wayne's World character and his Parks and Rec character.
And his real life person.
And his real life person. It's just like, I don't want to age. I am a little bit like very self-conscious about that. But also like I'm a bit of a corporate doofus. I'm a little bit going back to Wayne's World. Right, someone who can play that up to 12. And I think he can play that. It's not, big body, but it's a little bit more broad than Bacon would bring to the role.
Okay, because I was going to really typecast and say Glenn Howerton.
That also ran through my head, and I think it actually might be a little bit too
especially because of
obvious.
Blackberry.
Yes,
he's already played everything this character can be.
Yes, he's already played eccentric tech billionaire once. You know what I mean? And then as well for the wife of the tech billionaire, June Diane Raphael. June Diane Raphael, I think, would have brought a very fun comedic energy to that role. Who's been on New Girl and
we just saw her in Weapons.
We just saw her in Weapons. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
She's lovely.
Lovely, very funny, a June Diane Raphael type. So there's just some of the off of the dome options for what could be done there, where it's like it needs to be bigger, it needs to be broader.
I completely agree. Yeah, like these are all good actors, but they're not a good mix of actors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Need to get a few more comedians in the bunch, and they can improv and actually react to the scene.
Gotta react.
As opposed to playing their character's moment, which everyone currently does. Yeah.
Love that. I love that change.
Sweet.
Haven't we done well?
I think we have. Well, that's going to be it for this week for the Toxic Avenger. We did it. We fixed it. We will as well. Before we wrap up, wanted to let you all know we just announced it recently that in November, it is 6th to 9th, we will be in Halifax. Both of us. We will be at HalCon.
We're going to HalCon for the first time. I used to live in Halifax. I'm very excited to go back. It has been a minute. So Halifax, Haligonians, I'm coming to to get you. We're both coming to get you. We'll both be there. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have not yet picked up a copy of Diana's wonderful book, Sex Lives of Superheroes, she will have a booth at HalCon. So if you're a fan of this podcast, you're in the Halifax area, come on out to HalCon, pick up a copy of Diana's book. You can get it signed there in person. Meet the legend herself. I will be hanging around and lurking in the shadows.
Andrew will be moderating the panels, which is going to be very fun.
That will also be
Andrew's
very fun.
not lurking, or unless I don't know the setup of the rooms.
When I'm not moderating panels, I will be near you signing your book. And you can also say hello to me, but more importantly, get Diana's book. So get Diana's book, or, say hello, hang out, do your thing. We'll be there.
We'll be there. We're going to have fun.
And then I don't know if tickets will be up at the time of this episode, but I will also be doing a show one of the evenings during HalCon on Friday, November 7th at Good Robot Brewing Company. I will be headlining a show with some of my hilarious friends. Tickets may be on sale right now at andrewrobme.com. If not, they will be soon, and keep your eyes out for details on that. And that'll do it for us this week. Next week on the podcast, we will be back and we will be talking about the new season of Peacemaker. We will be talking about the first 3 episodes of the new season of Peacemaker.
All right, we're coming at you, Peacemaker.
Let's see if we can make peace and be good next week. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of us, you can find me online most places. I'm at Ivimey, Ivimey.
You can find me at Words of Diana.
And you can find both of us at From Superheroes and check out everything we create over at FromSuperheroes.com. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.